So live on YouTube, let's see how this works, if there's anyone out there. I'm not sure. Let's see something here. And okay. All right. Okay. Sometimes gaming. In digital art. Digital art. Yeah, that's true. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to. Alright. Okay. Oh, so there I am. Didn't mean to. So I had to remove the sound because if not it was going to resonate everywhere. Alright. I'm not supposed to have any views right now. Okay. So let me go back to my Krita and let's configure Krita to look all small there. Yep, perfect. And sorry for the way things look right now. Let me just make myself a little bigger, just that much. Don't want you to be looking at my smile marks. I need to learn how to get makeup on. What do you think? Makeup. Or shave before a broadcast? I don't know. Should I shave before a broadcast? So, I'm looking at the camera. I don't want to look at the camera. I want to look at my creation. I look so focused. But yeah, you're gonna be listening to something you may not want to listen to, and I hope this is not a problem.
Sweaty brow. The humid, stifling heat, intensified by the smell of grass and weeds in blossom, dominated the thicket. The path curved a little, and just beyond the bend, ended in a small clearing which had been stamped.
All right.
Look, Dandelion. In the very centre of the clearing lay a large flat stone, and on it stood several clay bowls. An almost burnt out tallow candle was set among the bowls. Geralt saw some grains of corn,
so just
and
we
broad
have
beans
very little
among
time to do this.
pips and seeds.
Why is this late?
Flakes of melted fat.
Why are you showing?
As I suspected.
I remember why.
They're bringing him offerings. That's just it, said the poet, indicating the candle. And they burn a tallow candle for the devil. But they're feeding him seeds, I see, as if he were a finch. Plague.
I
What a
fucked up.
bloody pigsty. Everything here is all sticky with honey and birch tar. What? The bard's next
I
words
fucked up.
were drowned by a loud, sinister bleating. Something rustled and stamped in the hemp.
And
Then the strangest creature Geralt had ever seen emerged from the thicket.
there we go.
The creature was about half a rod tall, with bulging eyes and a goat's horns and beard.
So there might
The
be
mouth,
some nudity
a
here.
soft, busy slit.
Not
also
gonna
brought
show
a chewing
much.
goat to mind. Its nether
But there will
regions
be.
were covered with long, thick, dark red hair, right down to the cleft hooves.
Right now I just
The devil
want...
had a long tail, ending in a brush-like tassel, which wagged energetically. Barked the monster, stamping his hooves. What do you want here? Leave! Please, or I'll ram you down. Has anyone ever kicked your arse, little goat? Dandelion couldn't stop himself. Meh, bleated the goat horn in agreement or denial.
Alright, next one.
Bleating for the sake of it.
Looks like a wonderful
Shut up,
blonde woman.
Dandelion, growled the Witcher. Not a word. Bleh, 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 bleh. The creature gurgled furiously, his lips parting wide to expose yellow horse-like teeth. Most certainly, nodded Dandelion. You can take the barrel organ and bell when you go home. Stop it, damn you, hissed Geralt.
Just
Keep your
trying to
stupid jokes to yourself.
use the line of action.
Jokes! Roared the goat horn loudly and leapt up. Jokes! New jokers have come, have they? They've brought iron balls, have they? I'll give you iron balls,
line of action.
scoundrels, you...
I'm not sure if it's working
You want a
properly.
joke, do you? Here
If I'm using it properly
Here are
here.
your balls.
30
The creature
seconds
sprang up and
It's
gave a
not
sudden
really
swipe
much.
with his hand.
to
Dandelion
try
howled
something
and sat down on the path,
like this.
clasping his forehead.
Definitely not
The
like
creature
this.
bleated
But
and
we
aimed
can
again.
try.
Something whizzed past Geralt's ear. Here are your balls! An iron ball, an inch in diameter, thwacked the Witcher in the shoulder, and the next hit Dandelion in the knee. The poet cursed foully and scrambled away, Geralt running after him as balls whizzed above his head. Screamed the goat horn, leaping up and down. I'll give you balls, you shitty jokers! Another ball whizzed through the air.
Oh god, I'm
Dandelion
gonna be able to
cursed
finish this
even
one.
more foully
Nope.
as he grabbed the back
Focus
of
on
his head.
shapes instead
Geralt
of line of
threw
action.
himself to one side among
Let's
the head,
focus
but didn't
on line
avoid
of
the ball that
action.
hit him in the shoulder.
We just
The
want
goat
line
horn's
of
aim was
action.
true,
We just want
and he
to
appeared to have an
understand
endless supply
what
of balls.
angles we're
The
using.
Witcher, stumbling through the thicket,
And
heard yet another
why am I
triumphant
using
bleat
those
from the
angles?
victorious goat horn, followed by the
Yeah.
whistle of a flying ball, a curse, and the patter of Dandelion's feet scurrying away
A
along
lot
the
of
path.
people are trying to
And then
YouTube right now,
silence fell.
and we all just, you know, trying to diversify
Part
income,
four.
even though we're doing action activities,
Well, Geralt.
not passive income necessarily
Dandelion
speaking.
held a horseshoe he cooled in a bucket to his forehead. That's not
Me,
what I
to be
expected.
honest, I want to get
A
better at
horned
this. I
freak
want
with a
to
goatee, like a shaggy billy goat, and he chased
share
you
a
away like
voice
some upstart. And
of
I've got
art
it in the head. Look at
for
that
what I
bum.
see, what art
That's the
should be.
6th time you've shown
which
it
in
to
my
me,
opinion
and it's
it
no
should
more
be
interesting now than it was the first time. How
Um,
charming!
classic
And I
art,
thought I'd be safe with you.
mostly.
I didn't
Not
ask you
that
to
I
say something
disagree
like that.
with most
And I did ask
types
you
of
to keep that
art.
foul tongue of yours
It's
quiet.
just that
You didn't
they
listen,
shouldn't be
so
lost
now you can suffer.
at
in
all.
silence,
We're not
please,
supposed to lose
because they're
this.
just coming.
We're not supposed to stop creating it.
Netley and Dun walked
Guess
into the day
that
room. Behind them
techniques
hobbled a grey-haired old
are
woman,
not to be
twisted
hated,
as a pretzel, led by
are
a
not to be
fair-haired,
revered.
painfully thin teenage girl. Honourable Dunn, Honourable Netley,
Vos
the
sabés
Witcher began with
programar
introduction.
Python.
I asked you before I left whether you yourself...
Nope.
Entonces voy a tener que aprender de hacer
Python.
Python.
Pero y no hay en Coursera.
No, es que Python es el...
No, pero, yo sé el tipo de programa que me estás diciendo, pero no hay en... ¿Cómo se llama? Espérate, vamos a ver. Code Academy. Code Academy. Learn to code. Ah, puta, ¿cómo que sí? Sí, ya había hecho esto antes.
Pues qué refrigeración le tienes a tu compu. ¿Qué refrigeración le tienes a tu compu?
Solo el todo.
El ventilador. Deberías chequearla bien porque sí está muy encerrada.
Sí, vamos. Ahorita no. Ay, sí me reconoció, qué bonito. Vamos a ver. Catalog. Pero como que lo está cobrando, que no quiere ver.
Enseñan con Scratch.
Ahí está Python. 9 semanas, dice.
9 semanas. ¿Y si es gratis?
Déjame ver. A la verga. Tu puta madre, no, no está gratis. Era gratis. Ya no lo es.
No,
A la verga.
¿son dólares?
$199.
A la puta.
La verga, 1500
YouTube se va a
pesos.
hacer grande.
No, para eso mejor videos en YouTube. A la verga. Y fueron gratis como por 5 años, ¿no chingues?
Selves had already tried to do something with that devil of yours. You told me you hadn't done anything. I've grounds to think otherwise. I await your explanation. The villagers murmured amongst themselves, after which Dun coughed into his fist and took a step forward. Ye be right, sir. Ask him forgiveness. We lied. The guilt devours us. We wanted to outwit the devil ourselves, for him to go away. By what means? Here, in this valley.
Alright, I'm just trying here to get
there be monsters
different
in the
figures,
path,
different poses.
flying dragons, earth lilliputans, were-brawls, ghosts, gigantus spiders, and various vipers. And all the times we be searching in our great book for a way to deal with all that vermin. What great book? Show the book, old woman. Book, I say. The great book. I'll be on a boil in a minute. Deaf as a doorknob she be. Liller, tell the old woman to show the book. The girl tore a huge book from the taloned fingers of the old woman and handed it to the Witcher. Then this here great book, continued Dunn, which being our family clan for time immemorial, be ways to deal with every monster, spell and wonder in the world that has been, is, or will be. Geralt turned the heavy, thick, greasy, dust-encrusted volume in his hands. The girl was still standing in front of him, wringing her apron in her hands. She was older than he had initially thought.
Alright.
Her delicate
So,
so different from the
trying
robust build
to
of the
get
other girls in the village. He laid the book
angel
down on the
kinda
table and turned
creature
to the wooden
here.
cover.
According to
Take
the
a look at
picture
this,
I'm looking
Daniel.
at.
The first runes, the bard worked out, peering over his shoulder. The horseshoe.
Alright, now I have a minute.
The writing
Doesn't make it much faster.
Still
Much
based
easier.
on elfin runes and dwarves' ideograms. A funny sentence construction, but that's how they spoke then. Interesting etchings and illuminations. It's not often you get to see something like this, Geralt, and if you do, it's in libraries belonging to temples and not villages at the edge of the world. By all the gods, where did you get that from, dear peasants? Surely you're not going to try to convince me that you can read this. Woman, can you read the first runes? Can you read any runes? Why? The fair-haired girl moved closer to the woman and whispered something into her ear. Read? The crony revealed her toothless gums in a smile. Me? No, sweetheart. 'Tis a skill I've never mastered. Echoes what stands written in the book, said Doom gloomily. And what she knows, she teaches some young one when 'tis time for her to turn to earth. Heed ye yourselves how 'tis time for our old woman. So, our old woman has taken Lilla in, and she be teaching her. But for now, 'tis the old woman knows best. The old witch and the young witch, muttered Daniel. The old woman knows the whole book by heart, Geralt asked with disbelief.
Yeah,
Is that right, Grandma? Nay, the whole nay, answered the woman, again through Lilla. Only what stands written by the picture. Ah. Geralt opened the book at random. The picture on the torn page depicted a dappled pig with horns in the shape of a lyre. Well then, what's written here? The old woman
1
smacked
minute,
her lips,
feels a
took
little more
careful look at the
comfortable.
etching, then shut her eyes. The horned aurochs or Taurus, she recited, erroneously called bison by ignoramuses. It has horns and
There's a bit of a
used them to wrap
hulking
enough.
figure,
Very good indeed.
a bit of a
The
Viking.
Witcher turned several sticky pages. And here? Cloud sprites and wind sprites be varied. Some rain pour, some wind roar, and others hurl their thunder. Harvests, to protect from them, Takest thou a knife of iron, new, of a mouse's droppings a half ounce, of a grey heron's fat? Good. Well done. And here. What's this?
I think it
The
doesn't
etching
really match
showed
the
a dishevelled
head, does
monstrosity
it?
with enormous eyes and even larger teeth, riding a horse. In its right hand, the monstrous being wielded a substantial sword.
Huh.
In its left,
This is
a
not very
man
entertaining. Looking at me yawning
Oh,
is, might not be entertaining.
mumbled the woman.
Just that I am
by
tired.
some a witcher. To summon him is most dangerous, albeit one must, for when against the monster and the vermin there be no aid, the witchman can contrive. But careful one must be. Enough, muttered Geralt. Enough, Grandma, thank you. No, protested Dandelion with a malicious smile. How does it go on? What a greatly interesting book. Go on, Granny, go on. But careful one must be to touch not the witchman, for thus the mange can one acquire. And lasses, do from him hide away, for lustful the witchman is above all measure. Quite correct, spot on, laughed the poet. And Lilla, so it seemed to Geralt, smiled almost imperceptibly. Though the witchman greatly covetous
Alright.
and greedy for gold be, mumbled the old woman, half closing her eyes, giveth he not such a one more than, for a drowner, 1 silver penny or 3 halves, for a werecat, silver pennies 2, for a plumard, silver pennies. Those were the days, muttered the witches. Thank ye, Grandma. And now, show us where it speaks of the devil, and what the book says about devils. This time 'tis great lad be to heareth more, for to learn the ways and means he did use to deal with him most curious am I. Careful, Geralt, chuckled Dandelion. You're starting to fall into their jargon. It's an infectious mannerism. The woman, controlling her shaking hands with difficulty, turned several pages. The Witcher and the poet leaned over the table.
Alright.
The etching did, in effect, show the ball thrower, horned, hairy, tailed,
The elves in The Witcher, on the book at least,
recited Dorman, also
are
called willower or sylvan,
hideous.
for livestock and
I wonder
domestic fowl,
what
a
the
toilsome and great pet
Andrew
is he. Be it your
Andrei
will to chase him from your hamlet,
care
takest
to
thou-
convey.
Well,
What kind of a race was that?
takest thou a knife,
who did he-
1 fistful,
Why did he base himself to
running her
create
finger
that?
along the parchment. Next, takest
Sounds a bit
thou
like
of iron balls a second
Catholic
fistful,
Church of
of honey
sorts.
an utricle, of birch tar a
So I'm
second,
gonna go with
of grey soap a
almost any
third,
kind of
soft cheese another.
kings
There, where the Diavol dwelleth,
were
as thou went his
with
none,
small kingdoms that
commenceth then to eat the nut.
started disappearing
Anon, the Diavol, who had great greed,
during
will
the
taste it and
Industrial
ask
Revolution.
if they are tasty indeed. Give us to him then
I'm not sure
the
if there are any
balls
of
of
those
honey.
left.
Damn it, murmured Dandelion. Popstick,
I had
quiet.
more time to do this and I didn't
Well, Grandma,
consider it.
go on. Having broken his teeth, he will be attentive as thou eatest the honey. Of said honey will he himself desire. Giveth him of birch tar, then yourself eateth soft cheese.
Okay,
Soon hearest thou with the Diavol grumbler and tumbler,
just trying to
that makest of it as naught.
get
Yet, if the Diavol desireth
certain-
soft cheese, giveth him soup, for soup the Diavol withstandeth not.
okay.
You got to the salt, interrupted Geralt with a stern expression, turning towards Dun and Netley. In no way, groaned Netley. If only we had got to the balls, but he gave us what for when he bet a ball. And who told you to give him so many? Dandelion was enraged. It stands written in the book, 1 fistful to take, yet ye gave her the balls a sackful. Ye furnished him with ammunition for 2 years, the fool ye be. Careful, smiled the Witcher. You're starting to fall into their jargon. It's infectious. Thank you. Geralt suddenly raised his head
Alright.
and looked into the eyes of the girl standing
So,
by the woman.
this actually stands for the
Lily
fact that I'm
didn't
gonna have
lower
to
her
draw
eyes.
curly
They
hair,
were pale and
and
wildly blue.
I can tell you're not drawing curly
Why are you
hair,
bringing the devil
wavy hair.
offerings in the form of grace?
It's a
That's
serious
shocking. After all,
bitch.
it's obvious that he's a typical herbivore.
Yes, I said
Lily.
bitch because nobody's watching.
I asked you a question, girl. Don't be frightened. You won't get the mange by talking to me. Don't ask her anything, sir, said Nettie, with obvious unease in his voice. Lily, she be strange. She won't answer you. Don't force her. Geralt kept looking into Leela's eyes, and Leela still met his gaze. He felt a shiver run down his back and creep along his shoulders. Why didn't you attack the devil with stanchions and pitchforks? He raised his voice.
Alright.
Why didn't you set a trap for him? If you'd wanted to, his adult's head would already be spiked on a pole to frighten crows away. You warned me not to kill him. Why? You forbade it, didn't you, Lila? Doom got up from the bench. His head almost touched the beams. Leave, lass.
just at least try to
He growled. Take the old
finish
woman and
this.
leave. Who is she, Honourable Doom? The Witcher demanded, as the door closed behind Lila and the woman. Who is that girl? Why does she enjoy more respect from you than that bloody book? It be none of your business. Doom looked at him, and there was no friendliness in his eyes. Persecute wise women in your own town, burn stakes in your own land. There has been none of it here, nor will there be. You didn't understand me, said the Witcher coldly. Because I didn't try, growled Doom. I noticed, Geralt said through his teeth, making no effort to be cordial. But be so gracious as to understand something, Honourable Doom. We have no agreement. I haven't committed myself to you in any way. You have no reason to believe that you've bought yourself a Witcher who, for a silver penny or 3 halves, will do what you can't do yourselves, or don't want to do, or aren't allowed to. No, Honourable Doom, you have not bought yourself a Witcher yet, and I don't think you'll succeed in doing so. Not with your reluctance to understand. Doom remained silent, measuring Geralt with a gloomy stare. Nettley cleared his throat and wriggled on the bench, shuffling his rag sandals on the dirt floor. Then suddenly straightened up. Witcher, sir, he said. Do they be enraged? We will tell you what and how. Do? The elder of the village nodded and sat down. As we be riding here, began Nettley, ye did notice how everything here grows, the great harvest we have. There be many places ye see all grow like this, if there be any such. Seedlings and seeds be so important to us that 'tis with them we pay our levies, and we sell them and use them to barter. What's that got to do with the devil? The Diavol was wont to make a nuisance of himself and play silly tricks, and then he'd be starting to steal a great deal of grain. At the beginning, we'd be bringing him a level to the stone and the hemp, thinking his fairy date would leave us in peace. No of it. With a vengeance, he went on stealing, and when we started to hide our supplies in shops and sheds, well locked and bolted, 'tis furious he grew, sir. He roared, bleating,
Okay,
"Uck,
so
uck,"
this is a
he called.
seated
And
figure.
when he goes, "Uck, uck,"
He's a naked
you do
woman.
best to run for your life.
She's
He
skinny.
threatened to screw. Dandelion threw in with a ribald smile. That too, agreed Nettley. Oh, and he mentioned a fire. Talk, long as we may. He couldn't steal, so 'tis levies he demanded. He ordered grain and other goods to be brought in by the sackful. Royal we were then, and intended to beat his tailed arse. But the freeman cleared his throat and lowered his head. You need nae be about the bush, said Doom suddenly. We judged the Witcher wrong. Tell him everything, Nettley. The old woman forbade us to beat the devil, said Nettley quickly. But we know 'tis Lila, because the woman only says what Lila tell her to, and we. You know yourself, sir. We listen.
No.
Geralt twisted his
¿Puedo?
lips in a smile.
¿Sabes? Me he vuelto
The woman
vicioso
can only waggle her chin and mumble a text
Ajá.
that she doesn't understand herself.
No sé si conoces a
And you
Quantum Fracture.
stare at the girl with
Ajá.
gaping mouth,
¿Sí lo conoces?
like she were the
No.
statue of a goddess.
Se explica de
You
física
avoid her
menos
eyes,
avanzada con
but trying
términos
to guess her
sencillos.
wishes.
Así.
But
Esto
her
es un
wishes are
éxito
your
del
command.
maestro.
Who is
¿Cómo se llama, dijiste?
Lila?
Quantum Fracture, ponete
But you have guessed
sus
that,
videos
sir.
duran 5 minutos,
A prophetess.
7.
Espérame que estoy transmitiendo esto.
But say naught of this to anyone.
Ah.
We ask you, if word were to get to the steward or God's
No,
forbid to
no
the
tengo
viceroy,
una puta vista, pero
said Geralt seriously. I know
por lo menos
about
quiero
it.
que se quede el
¿Lo
video
estás transmitiendo?
en YouTube.
The strange women and girls called
Iba a twitchearlo, pero
prophetesses or wise ones who could be found in
pero
villages
Twitch sí
didn't
tiene
enjoy the favor of those noblemen who
mucho,
collected levies and
no
profited from
te,
farms.
sí, mucho vergueo para
Always
esto, mira,
consulted prophetesses
no me dejarían hacer.
and believed them blindly and boundlessly.
not
Decisions
allowed.
based on their advice were often completely contrary to the politics of lords and overlords. Geralt had heard of incomprehensible decrees, the slaughter of entire pedigree herds, the cessation of sowing or harvesting, and even the migration of entire villages. Local lords, therefore, opposed the superstition, often brutally, and freemen very quickly learnt to hide the wise ones. But they didn't stop listening to their advice, because experience proved the wise ones were always right in the long run. Lila did not permit us to kill the Diavol, continued Nettley. She told us to do what the book says, As you well know, it did not work out. There has already been trouble with the steward. If we give less grain in levy than be normal, 'tis ball he will shout and fulminate. Thus, we have not even squeaked to him of the job.
Por lo menos es.
The reason being the steward be ruthless and knows cruelly little about jokes. And then ye happened along. We asked Lena if we could hire ye. And she said, through the woman, that she need first of all to look at ye. And she did. That she did. And accepted ye she has, that we know. We can tell what Lena accepts and what she doesn't. She never said a word to me. She's ne'er a spoken word to anyone, save the old woman. But if she had not accepted ye, she would ne'er enter the room for all in the world. Geralt reflected. Well, that's interesting.
Sí, sabes que estoy escuchando
Instead of prophesying,
los libros que crearon el The Witcher.
how did she come to
Y
be a woman?
más aún el primer libro
I know
del
what you
The
said,
Witcher.
muttered Dill. But as
No,
for the
no,
old
no,
woman,
no.
so the older folk remember, it'd be like this.
¿Sí has
The
jugado el
old
juego?
woman afore her
¿Alguno de los juegos?
was a close to
Ah, pero ese
girl
es el
and her wing too.
Tengo los tres.
One as which came from no one knows.
Espera que me compre los
And
correos.
that girl,
Ah?
she's
Espera
the
que me
other
compre
old woman.
los correos.
My
¿La qué?
grandfather would say
¿Será que
the
me
old
compro
woman
los
was
correos?
reborn that way.
El
Sé
1
que
y
no
el
me lo
2
pueden
tal vez.
pasar por la cuenta.
Ever a new
No, bien.
shitty.
Sí.
Bien, porque los compré las versiones downloadables.
Geralt shook
Puta
his
que
head.
éxito.
I've seen too much to
¿Cuánto
have
pesa?
things like that.
El 3, 35 gigabytes. Si necesitas una, por lo, esta es mediana. O sea, me correría alta, pero no me correría ultra.
The devil.
Y pide 8 gigabytes de RAM.
En alta te corre a huevo.
En alta corre de agua. Correría agua el 3. No he bajado el 3.
Then I can give you only one way to deal
El primero y el 2 he bajado.
You must get to like it.
¿Primero cuánto pesa?
No, ye, sir, said Annie. It be nae only a matter of
Más
the
cuerpo,
hour.
espérate, vamos a ver.
Yo te lo puedo
Lena
correr
does
medio.
not let us harm anything, any creature. Of course, Dandelion muttered in. Can't see prophetesses grow from the same tree as druids. And a druid will go so far as to wish the gadfly sucking his blood to enjoy its meal.
Vamos a ver.
Ye hits it on the head. Netflix made you smile.
Pero,
Ye hits the nail right on the head.
igual,
Just
o
the
sea,
same with
para
us.
que lo aguante. Pero ¿cuánto
The
tiene RAM?
boys that dug up our vegetable beds. Look out the window.
Original Sin a $5, hijos de
I
puta.
found a way. Lena doesn't even know. What the eye do not see, the heart will not know.
A la verga.
Understand? I
El
understand.
LOLcito me mantiene con pisto
And how?
y
But
viciado.
we can't move
¿Así?
forward.
Sí, porque ahorita.
Leela or no Leela. You're dead.
A la verga, no, pero no puedo comprar esto. Puta, he comprado un talegazo ahorita. No, mi huevo.
I won't kill him. My code doesn't allow it. If they
Mira
be
todo lo que he comprado. O
intelligent,
sea, como salen a $4, $3. O sea, es lo mismo que comprarlo en Chafa y estás comprando original.
Leslie joined in.
Support y todo.
If the
Vamos.
Jarl has brains, that woman
Brains.
steals grain according to reason. So ye,
Sí,
Witcher,
sí.
find
Yeah.
out what he wants.
Fallout.
He doesn't eat that grain at
Ah, un
all.
juego que quería,
Not
siempre
for
quería
much
jugar
at
es
least.
Devil May Cry.
So, what does he want grain for?
Está aquí también. Estuvo en
What does he
oferta.
want? Find out.
A mí no me gusta que lo
Chase him off
cambiaron
in some
por el
witchery
reboot.
way. Will you do that?
No,
No me
he visto
gusta.
el reboot, pero sí
Try.
supe que hubo.
Decided
No me gusta el cerote, se ve
Oh,
gay.
what? Your book,
De como era
my
Mr.
friends, is
Kunes,
out
vamos a
there. You see what
Sí.
I mean?
cambiar a
Tipo
hacer
Alucard a pasar.
Sí, hacer una especie como que el hijo de Alucard, vamos. Al hacer una mierda.
If you're counting on my help,
Este
offering you a
tiene todos los
silver
DLCs.
penny or 3 halves,
36
you are
gigabytes en
bloody
total.
well mistaken.
Ah, no es tanto el DLC.
Solo en cinemáticas son 5 horas y media cada uno.
Aye,
Ah, pero no pesa
a
tanto.
rustle, an angry,
No.
Por lo menos en
and a snapping of
porcentaje.
stakes reached them.
El de. O sea,
Hey.
tengo Civilization 6 cuando el DLC con 3 DLC.
Show yourself,
Ah.
Willower.
Y solo los DLC pesan eso.
So what is it?
Y en total con todo el juego son 6 gigas y algo. O sea, es
The
casi un
silver
quinto del
poked his
juego.
head out from the hemp, baring his teeth. What do you want? To talk. Are you making fun of me or what? Do you think I don't know who you are?
4, 8.
A peasant
9
hired to
gigabytes.
throw me out of here, eh?
Entonces sí,
That's right.
pesa lo suyo, sí, sí, es el cargado, puta, porque
Ese es el
That's
primero.
precisely what I wanted to
Ese
tell
es
Witcher
you.
1.
What if we were
9
to come
gigabytes.
to an
Ah, puta, entonces
understanding?
yo lo voy a descargar.
That's
O lo
where
que no.
Sí, sí.
Listen to Silver.
Nosotros no somos.
You'd like to get a light
Pero tengo que pasarme a
without
Windows.
making an effort, eh?
Quizás de
Oh,
8
the other
gigas.
one. Life, my good man, means
Ponete el
competition.
de Quantum Fracture,
The
ponete
best man wins.
Espérate, déjame terminar el dibujo.
With me. Prove
Yo sé que ya la
you're the
cagamos,
best.
pero igual déjame terminar el dibujo.
Instead of coming to an understanding, we'll have competitions. The winner dictates the conditions.
No voy a hacer
I
esto.
propose a race from here to the old willow on the dike. I don't know where the dike is, or the old willow. I wouldn't suggest the race if you knew. I like competitions, but I don't like losing.
I've noticed. No, we won't race each other. It's very hot today.
Pity.